Welcome everyone to What the
My
Force.
master
I'm Marie
followed
Claire
the
Gould,
path
your
of the
host,
Jedi and lost his life.
we are covering all of
And so,
Visions Volume 3.
I will continue
and
to live
today,
as that master
you're
taught
on
me.
to The Lost Ones, and joining me for this and all of this season is my good friend and yours, Hammy. Welcome back, Hammy.
Hi, everyone.
Oh man, we were really looking forward to this one because it is the follow-up to The Village Bride, which, I mean, was this your favorite of the first season, Village Bride with F?
Yes, because not even though F is great,
Yeah.
it was the couple that I loved.
Yeah,
and,
the couple.
and their connection to their planet and all of that. Yes,
Yeah.
it was one of my favorites.
It was definitely up there for the first season for me too. So I was really looking forward to a follow-up and like what they were going to do. But it opens in such an interesting place, which it has this sort of like, darkness like leave, and then this containment suit and this guy with like a controller. And I spotted it right away and freaked out. It is a shot for shot, but like reverse version of the scene from Back to the Future where he dresses up in a nuclear suit and goes and sees his dad. So Marty McFly goes and sees his dad and plays Led Zeppelin.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh, I didn't even notice that.
That's in the notes. I took a screenshot of it because I was
Yes.
like, it's not a reversal of the exact moment where he's got the tape recorder and he plays Led Zeppelin to his dad's ears. But that's the
No, that's
exact
hilarious.
moment. And I was
and the suit looks similar, like even the orange
Yeah,
around the eye mask.
orange, like it is, and the pose is the same.
It
Like-
had to have been inspired by that.
Yeah. I was like, oh, somebody's a fan of Back to the Future. But that's the moment where he says he's Darth Vader.
Got it. Oh, love that. Yes, of course.
Like a weird Easter egg.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
So glad you caught that, MC. That totally went over my head.
And then, so F is like off on the distance and watching these workers who are like going through this ruined city. And we slowly decide or find out that like what has happened is the city has been frozen and ruined. And Theo goes and approaches his friend Ron, who's hanging out in his old family house. And with his family who is frozen, and he's like, I want to be with my family. Oh, it's heartbreaking. What? Yeah.
Wait, is it the opposite? It's Theo's family, right? Ron
Oh, is
finds Theo. Yes.
Oh, Ron finds Theo's family. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
And they're frozen in carbonite. It looks like probably his parents, and they're holding each other. Yeah, really sad and eerie, very eerie.
Yeah. And then something dislodges and a cloud of carbonite sort of flows down the side of the hill towards them, and F rushes in and basically saves them.
Yeah, like you said, Theo
workers.
says that he wants to stay with his family, and of course they're frozen in carbonite, so there's no way to currently rescue them. And Ron
Yeah.
tries to convince him to leave because he says, like, if we can defeat the Empire, then we can get help to fix your
Yeah.
family. Oh, so sad.
Yeah.
But yes, F comes to the rescue and saves them. It's a really cool idea. So we find out, kind of similar to one of the earlier episodes, that this planet has been taken advantage of by the Empire. They've been mining for carbonite, and now that they've abandoned the planet, it's leaking out.
And mining,
into
of
the
course, is this theme of consumption that it just destroys any possibility of living a normal, healthy, balanced life with your environment. They all escape to this large ship that is in orbit, where all of these refugees from this planet who used to live there are all living now. And we're sort of introduced to like where they are now in the world, where there's all these refugees and things are really hard, but they're also trying to figure out a way to kind of bring back the dead in a way from the people who are frozen in carbonite down below.
Right, exactly. They're kind of hovering above the planet.
Yeah. And you're introduced to like sort of all of these different like sort of vignettes of people, right? So we see Juna, we see, groups of kids that F is talking to. Was there any moments that stood out for you for this?
Yeah, definitely when I always pause when I see kids in Star Wars. And
Yeah.
because like George Lucas said, kids are who the movies are about,
Yeah.
why he made Star Wars. And so when I see a group of kids and an older person talking to them, I have to pause for a minute and think about that. So F stops to talk to the group of kids who are refugees. They're all each different. Each of them looks very different. They also have different attitudes towards the Empire. Some of them are blaming the Jedi. She tries to explain. She doesn't just give them the answer. She doesn't say, hey, I'm a Jedi and I can prove it. And the Force is real and all this stuff. She kind of wants the kids to grow up and experience things and decide for themselves about the
Oh, that's
Jedi
so
and the
nice.
Force.
Yeah.
Yeah. She has a lot of great quotes. Getting older isn't the same as growing up. Gather lots of experiences, then you will truly grow up. It's very, very Yoda-like.
Yeah.
And they ask her if the Force is made up, and she says you'll have to figure that out on your own through knowledge and experience. Just very cute. But then connecting back to this difficult moment in their planet's history, she says that some things you can believe even without seeing them, but evil, it takes advantage of people's ignorance, and conflict fosters ignorance. And so what we see kind of in the background is one of the kids feels left out from the group of other kids. And so her saying this kind of prompts the leader kid to go and kind of make friends with that kid who feels left out. So it's very cute. And and so you shouldn't, just because this conflict is happening in the planet, she's kind of trying to tell them that that isn't a reason to make enemies amongst friends, because
Yeah.
you're all going through this difficult situation.
Oh.
So that exchange with the kids ends with the cutest of the kids. She's got like her little, I think it's a loth cat. She has like a little stuffed animal alien.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I think it was a loth cat, but I can't. It was hard to tell. It had floppy ears for sure. And the little girl touches her face where F has the scar, and she says, "Oh, does it hurt?" And F says that suspicion eats away at people and eventually leaves wounds on one's heart, but that she has to heal this wound by herself. And the kid's like, "Whoa."
Whoa. We're introduced again to the Juna, who is sort of like the jack of all trades of the ship, I guess, and fixes her prosthetic leg, which we knew about previously, the prosthetic leg.
Yes, from the previous episode. And
Yeah.
and I think Juno must have been helping the refugees, because when they leave the planet, because F recognizes the droid, Ron says, "Oh, you must know Juno then."
Yeah, exactly. We have some flashbacks from when F was a little kid, kind of training to be a Jedi. We see her master sort of in the background. And we get a Yoda mention.
Yeah, we kind of covered it in the very first episode, but something that MC and I don't really like in this season is the connection to canon, the direct connections like this. Obviously, everyone loves an Easter egg. Like, we didn't mind the Marty McFly one. Like, that's kind of funny and silly. But mentioning Yoda, the Empire, the Rebellion, like all of this were very much.
Holocrons, like it definitely put this in a specific between the rebellion time period. It
Which
put it
is strange, because I never gathered that from the Village Bride. Like,
I
the
didn't
Village Bride felt so like removed.
disconnected. Yeah, it
In a
felt
good
like
way.
it could be any time, right?
And that planet had its own mythology.
Yeah.
It wasn't so connected to quote unquote reality of Star Wars.
Yeah.
It felt very like mythic. So it's kind of disappointing, but we do get some mythic moments in this, like the flashback and what ends up happening later with F.
Exactly. So because of her presence on the station, somebody calls the Empire. Like
Tattletale.
Calls the police. God darn it. So the Empire shows up. And now suddenly the entire station is at danger. So F decides that she's going to leave on her own. But Ron says, actually, you know what? Let me help you out. So he offers to basically like take her in for the reward money, but also, to pilot her ship and kind of be an escape if she needs it.
To kind of help her if she needs it.
So they do that. Well, the rest of the station is like, who did that? Who called her? Who called the police? And she's brought to the station. The stormtroopers are like, okay, bring her to 0. And you're like, oh, that's an interesting name.
Hmm.
Okay, interesting. And we're led into this huge sort of room that is filled with, I thought they were poppies. It looked like it, but it did
Yes,
remind me of the TLJ throne room, which is in your notes for this.
yes. Yeah, the poppies were, and it's as always, I think in one of the earlier episodes there was a space station with plants and flowers. So it's always
Yeah.
really different and kind of eerie to see life on the space
On
station outside
space
of.
stations or
Hmm. Yeah,
on
so
ships.
yeah, so it's the field of flowers, and it's just a really cool setting. And yes, it because of the red, and then with the huge windows behind them, it's kind of like a domed room. The same way the Last Jedi throne room was kind of curved upwards, so you
Hmm.
could see out into, so you can see the rebellion ship, or like
Yeah.
the refugee ship, I should say.
And poppies, of course, like most famously in Western society, are associated with the outcomes of the world wars, right? They are
Yes.
psychologically, symbolically connected with that. In the fields of unmarked soldiers, poppies grew on top of them in Europe.
Hmm.
We see that Zero is not anybody that we know, but somebody that F knows. Shad Ra, who is F's former master, played by freaking Mark Strong. What are they doing to me? I love him in the English version, but wow,
Yes.
I died. Oh my God. I died seeing him, and then he said, I died and was given another chance.
Yeah, F and him kind of have like this tit for tat conversation. And she says, "How are you still alive? Like I saw you die in my arms." And he said, "I was given another." It's very eerie. And so
It's
that
very
just shows
creepy.
us.
And he's creepy in general. Like he's
Mhm.
all white and his hair is all
Yes.
white, and he
And
like
not in a
he
Ahsoka the white way, in a
no,
very much given up on life white way.
yeah, and he also looks like very disconcerting, like in a, I don't know, Dracula kind of way, like
Hmm.
in that
I was
like
gonna say elves from Lord of the
yeah,
Rings, like
or like
they're very.
unnaturally
Mhm.
beautiful kind of
Yes,
way. Like it's a
eerily
very
beautiful.
it's a it's an interesting way to do evil that Star Wars often doesn't do. Star Wars
Hmm.
says if you're evil, you're actually kind of ugly.
Yes, that's.
Whereas they don't do like I'm a beautiful evil very often.
Which is really cool. It's something different and very seductive. Because of
Yeah.
course, Shadra asks F to join him.
Yeah, little proposal scene.
Oh,
Join my
join me,
side.
and we're gonna kill all the Jedi because the
Yeah.
Jedi left me for dead.
Yeah.
You ran away, they ran away, but I'm gonna
Specifically
give
like
you another
and the
chance.
Jedi traitors, like
Mhm.
it very much places this in a time and
Ugh,
place.
yeah.
Yeah. Fine, but he's beautiful, and that's the difference, right?
Hmm.
Um they Ron has a plan.
Hmm.
And it involves basically taking these little cylinders of carbonite that they have been capturing, like in his little containment suit, and kind of making like carbonite bombs.
Hmm. It was
And
very cool, something different.
oh, it was so cool. And he had also given one to F, we find out later on.
Yes, so they
Um,
start fighting amongst the poppies.
yeah, amongst the poppies, beautiful choreography, crazy amazing scenes. And she ends up actually like losing her prosthetic legs
Mhm.
and or her another leg and her arm.
Yes, so three limbs now. She had already been down one leg. So
Yeah.
she loses another leg, she loses an arm, and she kind of very Jedi like of her. She admits like she'll never beat her master with in saber fighting. And so
Yeah.
she has to use the carbonite in order
Yeah.
to defeat him.
And so she like tags him with that and he freezes in place.
And what does he
Uh
say as he freezes?
oh my how you've grown.
Oh,
Oh,
the
it's
master
good.
acknowledging, I know, the
It's
master acknowledging
good.
the Padawan has grown beyond them.
And she also says saving them, don't be ridiculous. It's by supporting each other that peace can be born. Beautiful.
So she's not
Mwah.
being a savior to the refugees.
No, it's everybody
Instead,
working together to save each other.
which we love.
So beautiful. That is Star Wars. It definitely shows like how dangerous lightsabers are. Like she had already lost a leg, plus she lives.
And not to always connect it back to the sequel trilogy, but we're a little spoiled with the Reylo fights. They're not really going at each other. They're not losing.
No, they're
limbs.
not. They're not trying to actually maim each other. We get
Ben just gets a little poke, like, he just gets a little stabbing in his stomach. It's fine.
Yeah.
Nothing that ruins his beautiful face or anything.
As they succeed, right, or as she succeeds, we get this flashback to him handing her a Meilu run fruit, which sort of shows the sweetness of the past before and that you can never go back again and things like that.
Yeah, F was so young. So it kind of,
young.
again, places us in the
Yeah.
time period of that young Jedis were being trained.
Yeah, when they were around, yeah. And then Ron and F leave together. And
Well, first he shows up, and it's very
he shows
cute.
up. Oh, yeah.
She's laying on the ground.
I'm here
it
for
almost
them.
feels, yes, it almost feels, because I think at that point, it seems like the ship is getting destroyed too. So she kind of expects, so the refugees zoom off. Like, I think she communicates with Juno and tells them, go ahead without me.
Yeah.
Don't worry about me. And so their ship is being like, I think probably falling out of space. And so she's just lying amongst the field of poppies with her one arm. And it's a very cool image. Obviously, sucks to lose her arms and arm and legs, but she's laying amongst the poppies, and then Ron walks up and he's like, well, you made a mess of this, didn't you? Very cute.
I'm here for them. I will ship them because I wanna. What are we at now? I'm at the duel, shipping the Sith and the Sith killer. I'm at shipping Ron and F together.
And there's more to come.
And there's more to come. I can ship if I wanna.
Yes, exactly. Like you said, Ron and F make their escape, and they of course end with a hand touch or a handshake.
Yeah, handshake. Yeah, because now they're partners.
I think
right?
Ron doesn't expect that because he's kind of surprised that she puts out her hand first.
Yeah. Oh, I love them. I love that he didn't abandon her and like to just go off and do the stoic like self-sacrifice thing. He's like, no, I'm coming with you.
Yes,
It's
you're
great.
right. Totally agreed. And that means we may get another F episode in the future.
And as much as I'm like not enamored with the time period that they've chosen to have I love them. And I want to see more of these refugees, these scrappy refugees making it across the galaxy. And I hope F stays with them. I hope she finds a home with them.
And originally in that first episode, we didn't get as much about F, and everyone was so curious about her just because her outfit was really cool. And
her hair is so cool.
It was just very mysterious. And so we got a little bit more background of where, and again, unfortunately, it places her in a certain time period.
It's fine. It's definitely not the same time period because who is Zero, right? Like, how would Zero exist, right?
This seems like an
alternative reality or alternative universe.
In fairness as to them, it's an AU version of Star Wars.
Fine. I mean, so are all of these like that tie to the Empire, but it's just like I want the universe to be expanded by possibilities, not be shrunken again. Yeah.
Agreed.
All right. Well, that's all I had for this one, The Lost Ones.
Same. It was a very fun adventure. I loved certain parts of it. The carbonite, especially the poppies. Learning more about F, and of course Ron and F together.
Ron and F. Yeah. Zero as a character is just so interesting. Like I was like, I'd take a movie with this guy. He's so interesting.
Maybe he'll come back because he is just frozen.
I mean, maybe that's how they discover that you can like not be frozen in carbonite. That's maybe what they were trying to do with this. Was like, and this was a problem until we figured out how to harness it for evil.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to return with the smuggler next. So tune in to the next episode. Hammy, where can people find you if they're looking for you in the meantime?
I'm on Twitter at BalancePadawan, and I'm on Blue Sky as Hamsa, Hamsa.
All right, everyone, take care. Bye. Thank you for listening to What the Force. I'm Marie-Claire Gould, your host. Our orchestral music is by Christy Carew for What the Force. You can support the show directly on Patreon at patreon.com/whattheforce. We would like to thank all our patrons, especially those who love and are obsessed with What the Force: Christian R., Adrian, Sarah Joy, Scott, John, In Wild Space, Minky Moo, Derek C., How Rude, Christian Luca, Carly Ann, and Scott C. Support the show by wearing the Force with our merch. Like and subscribe on YouTube, or leave a 5-star review on iTunes or other pod apps. It helps people find the show. You can connect with us on Blue Sky at WT Force, What the Force Podcast on Facebook, or on our website at whattheforce.ca, or our Discord. Links are in the liner notes. Feel free to reach out and start a conversation. Cheers.